because obviously I had not spoken to my dad about why I was going to Kenya. I did, but it wasn't the whole truth, obviously. So I was afraid, I was nervous, I was angry. I get judgments that, oh no, this is just for clout, or it's just for views, or, social media things. But a lot of people have started to actually believe in our journey.
She's among the only people in the whole world that I will tell my madness and I've lost it. So I would love to just tell our followers we were working on wedding plans, and we let them know. In my research, something I would love them to look forward to. In my research, I've gone all the way. I've been taught. I'm going to share with Africans the position of the pyramid, the Great Pyramid of Giza. They are not in Egypt. They're actually right here next to us in Tanzania, and they're controlled right here in Tanzania. I'm going to share with my followers the importance of the Great Rift Valley in Africa and how it's related to kangaroos in Australia. I'm going to share with Africans how you can control the traffic in London, the traffic in Chicago, the traffic in New York City, because I've come to learn so many secrets about our planet.
Hi guys, it's Valerie. I'm here with the Madaliles. We are catching up, getting to know what they've been up to and what's going on with their life, and
Hi, I'm good. Kenya is amazing. It's my second time back, and it's home now. It's home now. The first time, obviously, it was just a new experience. I grew so much in my first experience. I grew up so much. I learned so much. Now, in this visit, now that I came back now, it's home. It's amazing. I experienced my first real, I don't know what it's called. I saw that it's called maybe a droid or something. I'm not sure. My God, it is loud. I couldn't think. I was like, first when it was still like stationary, it wasn't moving.
I don't know how sometimes things happen so fast. Even the factual point of us visiting our home and go meet our parents and also come back with for me it has been an absolute grace, honor, and favor. I don't know how to even describe it.
You are planning on how you're going to meet your parents back in South Africa. How did that go?
It was first very scary for me because obviously I had not spoken to my dad about why I was going to Kenya. I did, but it wasn't the whole truth, obviously. So I was afraid, I was nervous, I was anxious. But I don't know who is out there in the universe looking out for us, guiding us through, protecting us, and just laying, the carpet for us to walk, because my dad just embraced us in the most unexpected way. It helped that we documented everything that was going on while we were here, because he was watching. I didn't even know. By the time I came to tell him and give him the letter of Madaraka asking for my hand, he already knew what was going on. And the fact that he knew what kind of family I was with, he could see it in the way that I was documenting everything that was happening. It helped him make the decision of accepting our journey, our union. And yeah, so grateful.
She did not even alert me, that you have to talk to the parents first, talk to maybe our uncles. You have to ask for permission. You don't just propose. But when she came to Kenya, that was in case everything goes well. I had planned to also try to find a way to return a favor for the efforts she's made for us to meet, for the efforts she's made for us to plan on more about our marriage. So I thought maybe proposing to her will be one of the signs, or one of the steps, efforts to show her that I'm also involved completely.
Why do you think you were in Kitale but not in, Kitale is a village in Kenya, why not urban places?
Well, that is the choice that we've made as a family. That is how we want to raise our children. It's a spiritual and a personal decision. It's something that we can't really make everybody understand, but we can try by like showing, taking people through our journey. And this visit, we haven't traveled anywhere. We haven't left the house. You know, we've spent every single waking day in the village. And I think it was meant to be that way so that people can understand, because a lot of people are skeptical of why I'm here. Especially for me, I get judgments that, oh no, this is just for clout, or it's just for views, or, you know, social media things. But, you know, a lot of people have started to actually believe in our journey by seeing every single day me there, us together with the family, and having more of an experience of who we are without us traveling Kenya and all the other things that people might think that this is about, but it's not about that. It's just about love.
Would you allow your kids to, or at what age would you allow your kids to start listening to secular music?
The relationship I have with Maverick and Lynn is not like of a dad and son and daughter. For us, we are friends. We're best friends. Maverick makes decisions for me. Maverick can even decide I'm not sleeping on the bed and I'll go sleep on the couch. So we relate that way. And I've tried to show them that from the position you are in, you can make your own decision. From position you are in, you can decide to go to church today. You don't have to come and consult me. Because I wanted to bring them up that way. Because one morning I know they will wake up and I'm not there to be consulted. So if I've tried to make Lynn and Maverick also to have a relationship of just friends, not sister and brother, because if they solely depend on you when they wake up in the morning, you have to decide which shoes to wear. Should you brush your teeth or not? Should you wake up or not? No. For me, I wanted them to know that in this world, from whatever position you are in, you have the sole responsibility to make a decision about your life, and it is not a mistake.
Well, for now, it is social media. It's what is sustaining us. We do have other aspirations that we are working on, which we can't actually talk about them right now. But for instance, me is working on my cosmetic range. But we are planning on other things. We are both writers. I have a novel that is complete. I'm trying to publish, trying to find a publisher. But I've decided to publish, you know, privately by myself without a publishing house. My husband also writes. So we have other things that we do aside from social media, but we are guided by whatever brought us together. And if this is what we are meant to do right now, then that's what we are doing. We follow the guidance of the powers that brought us together.
And would you want to move to Kenya, or would you rather move to South Africa?
Wherever my family is, that's where my home will be. If our destiny leads us to South Africa, that's where we'll be. If it leads us to Kenya, Zambia, Egypt, wherever, hopefully in Africa, please God. People we would love to work with, or companies that support or work with living a natural, organic, sustainable life, living in a home that is built with natural materials, a home that does not destroy the environment. People who support that kind of lifestyle, that kind of living, you know, growing your own crops, eating organic foods, raising your children in a natural environment. Anyone who supports that kind of lifestyle, we would love to work with.
When I started with my work, my target wasn't about monetization of my work, because I looked for ways to prove to people that some of the things I'm talking about are not assumptions, or I'm not trying to get them in my mind. They're things that are happening in our lives, in our homes, in our bedrooms, in our blood, in our thoughts, and it's just there's a way of trying to attain a level of awareness to know that the legs I'm working with, they're not working. There's something else involved, and there's a way you connect with us something else. So those are the things I started with, and I got some sponsors who came forward from US, from Ethiopia, and those are the people I was working with. But I think along the way, when I met my wife, when she came to Kenya, and it got involved into traveling, it's relationships, it's love, it's so they thought probably I diverted out of doing my research, because for them I think they were focused more on me going back to the ground and working on the research and submitting my results. Even in Kenya, people don't believe you're working on a research on insects or mosquitoes. People think that you must have a laboratory and money, and you have professors on your team. But for me, I've been just using no money. I just wake up and go to the farm and sit with the cow dung, with the flies, write my things, connect with them with images, with the trees. And I had plans to sell most of my research findings to serious people, maybe outside there in Russia, in the US, until I came to a point and found out that most of the scientists we have on our planet, most of the researchers we have, they don't work for us. They work for the government. And they work for leaders who their research is not based on empowering humanity. Their research is based on blinding mostly African people. They've used so many techniques, from vaccines, from insects, from guns, from the smell of bullets, from trees, from copper, from iron, from fish in water, from spirits of water, magic, witchcraft, sorcery. And when I came to a point, I realized that most of these people were working with US government, working with NASA, working with Russia and China. They're not the people I cannot trust. I decided to go alone, without money, and talk to wild animals. And until I came and I found out that we don't even have wild animals. They just tricks they play on us. Those are very special places. And that's what I've tried to teach Kenyans on my page, and tell Kenyans there's a way you can talk to people while you are seated in this house. And these are the things you have to do, and the Bible and Islam and our traditions, and the human body, they're all trying to tell you you must respect people, seek humility, purify your thoughts, avoid sexual immorality, put a pause to over drunkenness. It's not like alcohol is not a bad thing, but don't drink and get drunk. You put somewhere there. And African children, that's what I wanted to fight for. Please try and put yourself forward first, because there is no one in the rest of the world who cares about Africa. No one. From Russia to Europe, they have all sat on a table. They know how they come here, eat, and go back home. But Africans, we have a tendency of forgetting our responsibility on this planet, and we've all focused on Western culture, European culture. We watch Chinese movies, we watch movies from South Korea, North Korea. We are focused on Indian movies. We forgot our hair, our face, our skin colors, our teeth, our food, our soil, our air, our water, our sun. We don't even know where they are. And that's why everyone thinks that we are fools. But my research was based on trying to elevate the awareness of an African child to who they are, what they are, and where they are.
I'm not particularly excited about the 9 to 5, but anything that comes my way that aligns with what I believe, who I am, that resonates with me, I'm able to do that. But for now, as I said before, I'm guided by, you know, my spirituality, my spiritual journey, and I'm following that path. So wherever it leads me.
Involved my kids, talked to Maverick, talked to Lee. I told them, and then I talked to my aunt. You know, my aunt and my mom, they'd asked me, please, you are our only son. You can try and change your mind and maybe get a woman to get married. But, you know, for me, I told them the only time I'll get married is when I'm in heaven. I don't want to take my children through so much trouble. They'd rather just stay here in the village. They grow up. But when you get to a point, you know, me and my aunt is one of my spiritual teachers. And my aunt woke up and told me, I've dreamt something. And I asked her, what have you dreamt? And she said, there's a woman. Their house is very big. It's right there, I don't know, next to the tree, this color. So I never showed my aunt, my wife, or no, pictures or the videos. So I went and looked at the video, and I decided, let me go just tell my aunt the truth. I've been chatting with someone, and she's not from Kenya. So I went and told my aunt, the dream you had, I think is true because I have a lady, and she's from South Africa. So I showed my aunt the house she had mentioned because she had sent me a video, but I had not showed anywhere. So I showed my aunt and said, this is the house. I dreamt you guys have had a girl child, and God said you should call her Chantel. And I've dreamt you guys have had twins, and God said you go to the book of Genesis, chapter, I don't know, 23, or you get the names for the boy and the girl of the twins you will have. So when my aunt started talking about such things, I changed my mind. I went, took my phone and called her and asked her if she would be my wife, because for me, I just switched into spirituality and teachings and environment. And someone on TikTok says, I'm going to pay all her traveling expenses. There's no other sign you will want to look for. So I sent her the ticket, and she traveled, and she came here. And Kenyans from nowhere, we were never, I had like 9,000 followers, I think. From nowhere, Kenyans came, and they started making groups and WhatsApp groups, and paid our trip to Mombasa, to Eldoret, and bought clothes, bought coach, bought shoes, bought. Everyone started just coming in, and they will pay our fare, and they'll pay our expenses. Those are some of the most major responses you get from the universe. You realize that there's a star between the two of you, and it has some divine source. So we have to respect it, and we have to obey it, and you have to listen to his guidance.
We had planned to prepare my husband's ancestral home for the process, the Zulu process of taking me as his wife, where my family has to come and give gifts to his family. So that's what we want to do. We want to do a pure traditional African union where we respect both traditions, Lughya and Zulu, and inspire other Africans to realize that, a white wedding is a traditional wedding for white people. And we have our own traditional weddings. We are all Bantu. We can come together, and we can, build new families as Bantu people instead of Lughya, Zulu, and different tribes.
We actually wanted to put up a traditional house in Viga. I think maybe in the course of this May, we'll be working on that. After the traditional house, I also had to make a visit to South Africa and talk to our dad so that we could have an appropriate date of the wedding as well. So those are the things we've been working on. And also, we also wanted to settle down and establish a level where we can get some also sponsorship, because most of the time, I'm not on the phone. Most of the time, I'm not creating content. Most of the time, I'm in books, and I'm outside, and I'm in the shamba. I'm you are talking to things that human beings don't talk to. And for me, I was telling, I'm trying to contact some people so that I can get some sponsorship of my work, so I can have some free time on my hands, so that we have these events, coming in as quickly as possible, because our wedding was supposed to happen in April this year.
Yeah.
That was the date that was set in April this year. But April got here and we still didn't have the house in the village already planned. So we decided to postpone. And also we have Billy in school, Billy to be attended to. So we thought she could go back to South Africa, visit her parents as well. Her father-in-law had really shown an interest to come and visit our village. She had already mentioned it, and she wants to come there and understand how this fertile soil in Kenya does not get to South Africa.
Although I had my reservations and some anxiety about it, I have been a stepmother before. I'm not a stepmother, I'm a mother, but that's how people view it. I have been in that position before, and my experience wasn't the greatest. So I had fears, but I don't know what happened this time. All my fears fell away. The love I received from my kids was so genuine, so pure, that I felt foolish for even having any anxiety, about it, because as soon as I spoke to them for the first time, they were already calling me mommy, and I'm like, and children, they don't pretend. You can't force a child. You can see it in their face. And it was so genuine, so pure, and they are so easy to love, and I have so much love that when I get it back, it's just I can't even explain. It's a divine connection that I have, as though they came out of me. And that's all I've always wanted, when it comes to children. I love children so much, and I'm just so grateful that my children were able to give me the love that I needed as a mother, and the love that they allowed me to love them also, the best way that I can. And it's so humbling. I'm so grateful. I'm lucky, in fact.
I showed up here in Mtuba, South Africa, and Billy, showing up and come, and we went swimming and hanging out, and he came into my hotel and cleaning it, and I didn't expect that from Billy. And also my wife coming to Kenya, and Maverick and Lynn, I never had a break, because every time Maverick and Lynn, they're not type of children who are outside there. They like sit here and, on my legs, on my hands. So when she came in, and Maverick and Lynn, they switched to her. It's a team. I'm the lonely one in the house now, because every time she's there, Maverick and Lynn, they are watching together, they are talking stories together, they are reporting me to her. And so for me, I found that as something that I cannot explain, because to be honest, Maverick and Lynn, they never, gotten that deep into experiencing having a response from mom in their life. And for Maverick, it was worse, because I don't think he could even remember having experienced it. The first time Maverick talked to her on the phone, Maverick didn't even think of what to say. He just said, "Hello, mom. Are you mom?" and from there, Maverick took it from there. When are you coming? When are you traveling? Are you on the flight? When is your April? Where is the bus? Can we come take you? So the conversation went like that. And for Maverick, I think for me, I've been proud of my wife. Lynn also got to a point where we no longer have friendship. We no longer have contacts. She got to a point where I didn't know how to get back to her. And through her, I had to come and know other things about Lynn, and try to humble down and try to know what is Lynn thinking. Is she getting out of my way and become a big girl? And those are the things I think she's come and helped me so much, and the kids love her beyond.
Oh, I'm still learning. I obviously didn't expect that this was gonna be the way that I learned. Like personally, like after I thought I would just, because there was a point where I was like, do you have YouTube videos, because I need more information, I'm not getting enough, while he was teaching me. So I haven't learned. I learn every day. Every single day there is something new. I consume so much information. Obviously can't handle all of it, but as I go, I connect one thing with another, and it all comes together. But I'm learning every day, every single day.
And I never used to comment or reply or check up on your TikTok videos. But from a comment, I thought, let me maybe try responding to people and let people know how to go about a few other things. I never, paid much attention to responses, even when we're in the house, until one day we are seated, we are talking and we are chatting. And it's 3 a.m. in the morning, we are still seated. And then I talked to her about the Islam and the Quran and Muhammad and the wife Muhammad married. And then that very night, when I'm talking to her, she talks about the Prophet Muhammad and Islam. And I said, yeah, this woman is a prophet. So I never told her she's a prophet. I kept quiet. I said, if I tell her, she'd send her responses. I want to have more engagements and more live nights with her. So I started up putting up nights where we sit. I said, don't sleep, please. Let me ask you a question. What do you think about Islam? So I started asking her so many questions about religion, and I have to engage her until one day I told her, let me confess. You are my student, but you're no longer my student now. You become my teacher. Most of the things I am teaching people about Islam, I actually get them from you. I come and ask you, and I listen to your response and behave like I'm not listening. Though for her, she wants to spend the night in bed and wake up early. For me, I want to spend the night reading and sleep late. So I've tried to find out that she's among the only people in the whole world that I will tell my madness and I've lost it. And sometimes I ask her, why did you even believe that? How do you even know it's true? And she tell her, I believe it. And I'm like, that's when people say I'm mad, I come home and tell her, my friend, you are a mad person. Because there's no way some things she believes them. And, after some time, I found out they're true. And that has led me to trust her. To trust her response and what she says. I find it so inspirational. And she's my teacher now. I'm the student.
It's funny because I was telling him earlier, baby, I know this question is a very important one. You're going to answer it.
Okay,
but, I'm going back to South Africa mainly for Billy. There's not much I have planned in South Africa except just reuniting with Billy and spending some time with him. But we will be obviously trying to plan my family coming to MADARAKA'S family for the gifts. So this is going to be an opportunity to keep, planning all of those things that we need planned. We still have a part of Lobola we still need to complete. There are so many things that I can get done in South Africa. But one of my main things that I'm working on is obviously my cosmetic range. Hair and skin, and then publishing my children's novel and 2 children's books that I have complete, but I'm still writing. That's basically it.
Yeah. For me, I think we, as far as the wedding is concerned, there's a time my aunt, came every other morning. She wakes up and like, I've dreamt you guys are doing a wedding. But the body you are in and the body your wife is in, I don't know where you are, but it is not here. Your wife was wearing like this and your mom was wearing like this. So even today, I was asking, do you think our wedding is here or our wedding is after? Maybe the universe has done a reset or something, because we wanted also to put up a wedding, and it's also something my mom also, I know she would love to be part of. So for us, I would love to just tell our followers we were working on wedding plans, and we let them know. And in my research, something I would love them to look forward to. In my research, I've gone all the way. I've been taught so much about Masai Mara, the lions, the snakes in the triangle in Masai Mara, um, uh, Mount Kenya, and every map on our planet is actually in Mount Kenya. It's just that people they're yet to find out that. But every map of Russia, USA, Uganda, Ukraine, Italy, they are all on Mount Kenya, and there's a way those maps are shared to you. There's a way they are also on every skin, on every animal we have here on our planet: the snakes, the crocodiles, the alligators, the hippopotamus, lions, the cats we have, cheetah, leopards. They all have some details of the maps on our planet. And those are the things I'm also going to share with Africans. I'm also going to share with my followers the importance of Congo and the map of Congo, and how the map of Congo is related to USA, the map of Russia, and the relevance of map of Russia to Africa. I'm going to share with Africans the position of the pyramid, the Great Pyramid of Giza. They are not in Egypt. They're actually right here next to us in Tanzania, and they're controlled right here in Tanzania. I'm going to share with my followers the importance of the Great Rift Valley in Africa and how it's related to kangaroos in Australia. I'm going to share with Africans how you can control the traffic in London, the traffic in Chicago, the traffic in New York City, because I've come to learn so many secrets about our planet. But most of our friends from our neighboring continents, they went and sat on a table and decided that Africans should never wake up, and found out that there is a tree in Vihiga that controls production of energy in Mongolia. They know all those details, and those are some of the books I would love white people to return to us if they would love to return. But if they don't want to return, we will also find our own ways of learning knowledge about Africa and the importance of Africa. And I would love to revive the spirit of our soil, the spirit of our animals. The sleeping giants are right in Masai Mara. Those are the animals Russia uses witchcraft on. The buffaloes and the hippopotamus, those are the animals Mongolia uses witchcraft on. And I wish our neighbors knew the effects of magic, the effects of witchcraft and sorcery, and use of spirits from water it has on hippopotamus, on rhinos, on snakes. It is not fair, and it's not fair also to African women and African men, because this is our home, all of us. And my next revelations and videos and teachings are going to be more about how to reawaken Africa and how to take Africa back into leadership, because when Africa is awake, the whole world is safe. When Africa is sleeping, we have intruders, and Africa is the only way we are going to save our planet. So that's basically the details into our future, more about the pyramid. And I shared a video on my platform about my wife. I shared with her she's going to be the next face on this phoenix. I know it's very hard to believe that, but for me, I've been given all those details, and my wife is going to be a very important person on the other side of life. And I don't know how those things are done. I just know there's some details you'll be given, there's some details you can't tell. And for me, I look forward to such things, and I look forward to a change, a big change. And I would love Kenyan and Kenyan youth to come forward and understand that they've been given the responsibility to work and awaken Africa. They are the face of the spiritual body of our continent. Yeah. I would love to say they are very beautiful Kenyan women and African women from South Africa, Zimbabwe, from Ethiopia, from Mozambique, Namibia, Uganda, Tanzania. God bless you so much for supporting our work. God bless all our friends and followers for listening to our crazy ideas, for listening to our love story, for inspiring us with their comments, for taking some time out of their busy day and watch our videos and share our videos and like our videos and comment. And I would love to also put a very special message to our family and close friends for having to go all the way and send us funds for upkeep, send us funds for our travelings, send us funds to support our work. We have no any other way to thank them, but is to wake up and put up a spirited Madalile, and may the universe grant them all their heart desires.
I'd just like to thank Kenya. Yesterday I was on a live, and all those emotions of me coming to Kenya for the first time came back, and I just remembered the kind of love I received from Kenya. I love you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you to Kenya mostly. Thank you to South Africa. Thank you to all the mothers that I've gained in this journey. I have the love of so many mothers, so many sisters, and even children is so humbling. I love you so much. Thank you for loving me. Thank you for allowing me to be able to love the way that I've always wanted to love. I have no fear anymore because of how safe I feel around the people that I have around me, and I can only thank God for the kind of love that you have given me. I love you so much. I appreciate you so much. God bless you.
You've heard it all. They've given us what's going on with their lives. We're going to hear about Madaraka's research, everything that he's been up to, and the love story. Yeah, that will be all.